what do you know about that? And how do we know what we know? And how do we know if there is any truth in our knowledge? The 21st century is referred to as the age of information, and certainly it is the age of immediately available information. But instead of it causing us to be brilliant beyond measure, I think it has actually made us more confused. It seems that we live in the age of misinformation, and in the knotted up ball of hype and ads and clickbait articles, we can't seem to find the thread that will lead us to actual, factual, well-researched truth. The solution, I believe, is to look backward in order to move forward. We have to step back far enough to get past the scourge of political correctness and find a time when the professionally offended hadn't yet been able to edit and rewrite history. And we better do it quickly, because it seems that nothing is safe or sacred any longer, and it may only be a matter of time before all we have left are redacted remnants of the lives that people really lived in a time and place in which they lived, and told in the context of the imperfect conditions that existed. I propose we reorient ourselves with two places that might sound dusty and dull, but which are rich and vibrant with knowledge and experience: our libraries and our museums. Libraries hold the written record, and museums hold the items, the pieces and parts of our great-great-grandparents' lives. Now, you Kindle lovers out there may disagree, but there is treasure to be found in the clunky, heavy, wonderful, vintage, and antique paper-bound books and novels of the same works that you can find on your Kindle, only better, because you can experience the written word the way the author did. And you also know that the words you're reading haven't been altered by today's delicate sensibilities. They are as they were written, and they tell us about a different time and a different culture that is unencumbered by how we enlightened 21st century types feel about it. Now, there are many tragic events and times throughout history, but that is even more reason why those things must be kept alive in our memories and passed along to future generations unsanitized, so that our children and our children's children might be able to avoid the mistakes of the past. Given the choice of burdening our youth with unpleasant historical accounts and knowledge, or burdening them with ignorance, I will choose knowledge every time. The best education is one that is formed from a variety of sources. The more varied, the better. And the best student always has a healthy skepticism and doubt that what they are hearing might not be the entire truth. This creates a hunger for ever more pieces to every puzzle. Sadly, nowadays, too many of us just read a 5-word headline and swallow it down as though it is the entire meal. We hear politicians specifically say the most ridiculous and emotion-drenched nonsense and wrap ourselves in it as a valued garment. My friends, we have become complacent and lazy, and we have abdicated our responsibility to seek out truth to charlatans who live to deceive and who love to hear the warped music of their own voices. Nowhere is this more apparent than when anything related to firearms and those who own firearms comes up in the news. The wrong information is piled so high, so deep, so quickly that those of us who know the truth can't ever hope to get in front of that garbage truck. It is up to you to question and to seek out knowledge on your own. Now, it does require time and effort to sort it all out, but the best short-term solution is that unless you want to sound foolish, you should never repeat a single syllable of what the media and politicians spew out unchecked. I will leave you with this food for thought. I read once that the FBI trains their agents to detect counterfeit money not by having them study fakes, but by having them become so familiar with the real deal that they can spot a fake a mile away. It looks wrong, it smells wrong, and it feels wrong. If we will reacquaint ourselves with what is real and true by reading as many old books as you can get your hands on and visiting as many museums as you can get to, you will be studying what truly was and is, so that when the fakes cross your path and counterfeit realities are offered to you, you will be able to see them for the flim-flam that they are. And in doing so, you will become wise and empowered and not easily led down the rights restrictors' rabbit hole of ridiculousness. And you will be a valuable source of knowledge when others ask, "So, what do you know about that?" Dan?